My response to the racist comments posted by Gary Carter, Rugby League journalist of England, you stated, as England NRL prepare to face PNG, Tom Burgess has been marking in with some pigs, capital letter, some pigs at the Paul Kelvin Fletcher farm. And the animals can be tough to handle as opponent. Specifically, you have stated, and the animals can be as tough to handle as opponents. Let me remind Garicata, Papua New Guinea has been loyal supporter for rugby going back to the history of rugby. PNG is a constitutional monarchy of United Kingdom under the commonwealth government. All the oil and gas and natural resources of Papua New Guinea is controlled by the commonwealth government headed by the Crown of United Kingdom. Gary Carter's statement is a pure racist bigotry. It must be referred to the England Rugby League to issue an apology because Papua New Guineans will not entertain such nuisance coming from silver plater like Gary Carter. Gary Carter, your generational wealth was created on the bloods of my ancestors from the land called New Guinea and all the way back to Africa. Let me brief you the history of Sunda and Sahul before Portuguese and Spanish renamed New Guinea and England renamed part of that land as Australia. We had African culture and African way of living. We had kings and chiefs, now known as bigmen. Our economic system was called barter system. This barter system was a perfect system because no one was poor. Now Western minister system has made more people in Papua New Guinea and African countries become poor. That is the system created by modern day Englishmen and French who came into the Sunda and Sahul, including the Portuguese and Spanish, renaming and dividing the land and separated our kings from between Sunda and Sahul. Through racism, your fathers have robbed our resources and built the beautiful garden called Europe and keep leeching us even today, all the way back to the motherland Africa. And you still call us pigs in this day and age. We will not tolerate your racist rhetoric anymore. This is what Gary Carter posted on his Twitter account. And let me repeat it again. As England NRL prepare to face PNG, Tom Burgess has been marking in with some pigs at Paul Kelvin Fletcher farm, and the animals can be as tough to handle as opponents. Gary Carter, we Papua New Guineans are no more living in primitive world. We are a perfect system, and you Europeans came in and destroyed the system and bring in the Western minister system. Since then, Papua New Guinea and African nation has been poor. And Papua New Guinea is a constitutional monarchy of commonwealth system. Papua New Guinea is a constitutional monarchy or democratic government of commonwealth government. So your racist statement is not going down well to some of us Papua New Guineans. So let me show you some of the comments that the Papua New Guineans are posting on here. And there are few of them are clearly stating that you have been racist in the way that you have posted this video, you have posted this comment on the Twitter account. And this comment is almost like 58 comments. Some are clearly not happy with the way you have stated this. You have made this comment on the Twitter account. And I'm not going to edit this video. I'm going to post it raw. And those who want to edit it again and post it, it's up to them. But I'm not going to do that. I am going to post it as what I've said today. So let me remind you, we are not a pigs. And you cannot say that in this era, in this day and in this era, especially in this 21st century, you will not continue to treat us like animals, like pigs, and make this kind of racist comments and posting on the Facebook. I want the England Rugby League must issue a statement to this fellow, Garikata, to issue an apology to the communes of Papua New Guinea and the people of Papua New Guinea. Otherwise, they must suspend this guy and he must not be a journalist of England Rugby League. Because we will not tolerate this kind of nonsense. And Papua New Guineans, we are no more living in the stage where you are thinking that we are pigs and dogs and primitives. But let me show you one, the true color and the true history of Europeans. According to the great teacher, according to the great master teacher, he stated that the Europeans were actually pig eaters. So let's listen from the master teacher himself.
Professor Clark. You may ask a question of Professor Clark. Always judge history in terms of race.
Look, there was no such thing as race in the psyche of the world until the Europeans put it into the psyche of the world. The Africans knew nothing about race and didn't think they belonged to anything called a race. And when the Africans saw the Europeans, because they have a traditional hospitality to strangers, they didn't fight them, they didn't kill, they were curious about them. And when the African explorers, especially Mundo Park, went into Africa, nobody hurt him, nobody shot at him, nobody shot him the arrows at him. The Europeans went in peacefully, but the Africans heard that Mundo Park was a pork eater. Most people don't know it, but Africans were not great pork eaters, and they're not great pork eaters today. Pork was a meat you ate in certain ceremonies, certain times a year. But we were not great pork Portuguese before we came to the United States or were forced to the United States. But in the United States, we had to eat the part of the pig that white folks threw away. So we made delicacies out of it and survived.
There you go. That's the truth you want to know. That the real pork eaters and the real pigs are Europeans. So, Gary Carter, we will not forget this comment that you have posted on the Twitter account. And I'm asking the England Rugby League Club to suspend this guy from being journalist because he is a racist, lunatic, bigotry. These kind of bigots must not be a journalist anymore because these are the kind of people that still have a mentality of racism even in this 21st century. And I want Papua New Guinea government and the people of Papua New Guinea and the Kumuls must make a statement to this guy asking him to issue an apology and resign from being a journalist in the England Rugby League because it does not suit him. Because Papua New Guinea is still a democratic, constitutional democratic monarchy, constitutional monarchy or democratic system of commonwealth government under the United Nations. And we will not tolerate this because our oil and gas and our timber and everything is still controlled by the colonial masters, England and Australia. They must not treat us like pigs. We are not pigs. We were not primitive too, anyway. We had the best system and bigman system. And I want Gary Gary or Gary Gata or whatever. We will not forget this. We will not forget to comment.